We're in Newport, Wisconsin this morning. Drove up from where we live, about an hour to the west of us. We got a crew with us this morning, but we pulled off in this one spot. You guys can probably hear the highway right behind us, which is gonna suck, but there's a turkey gobbling in this piece of public, so we're gonna dive in here and see. He's not too far off the road. Just in the time we've been sitting here, he's gobbled 10 times, so we're gonna try and get away from this road, close some of the distance on him and hear him. He's right in them pines, right there. Can we get to the edge of him?
Right after.
He's right in this corner. By the sounds, the turkey's like right in there. Trying to use the stick stuff to get close to him. Man, it is cold this morning too. By the sounds, there's two birds. There's one closer, one farther back. From what we can tell, this close bird has hens with him. What?
This is scary.
There's three.
Right there. I'm afraid to cross this, but we gotta get a little bit ahead of it. Right there. You go out and go behind. Go out and go behind. We're gonna sit right there. We're gonna sit right there. Go out and go behind. The gas calls out here. Got your phone.
That one will come down that line. Should.
Straight. He needs to go this way. This will work perfect. If he stays to the right, if he gets to the left, he'll drop down. Just for now.
What?
Just for now. This way, though. He's got to get this way. Let's see where he gets it. He's definitely around this.
Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. Good shot. Oh my gosh. Man.
I knew it was a gobbler putting. I just couldn't.
You were blind, man.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't Jake. Huh?
You were blind like killing him.
Well, I can't just, he's already alarmed. You know what I mean? I can't just.
You did. Right to him.
Yeah.
Got that nuisance.
I caught him, must have caught him. Saw him, so.
I heard a branch back there. I'm like, I think they're behind us now, Dad.
And then I don't know
What?
what they saw, but like we couldn't see them, and like
Oh, they probably saw us. Well,
They didn't see us. 100% didn't
yeah,
see
they
us.
didn't
saw
see
us.
us.
They
No,
were
I-
15 yards into the tree.
He's
right
putting
now.
and coming. I'm telling Wyatt, I'm like, that's a gobbler. You couldn't hear me or not, but I'm like, that's a gobbler pot. I gotta make sure it's not a Jake. So he's coming. I'm like, I'm gonna be able to see him pretty soon though. So I'm like, I can see him. And he's coming across and I can't, my
just walking
eyes, I
like
still can't see very good.
He's walking like this.
And I'm like,
I'm
You-
over.
you-
I'm like, I go, you gotta
You
let
want
me,
the video?
I videoed everything.
I go, you gotta let me know as soon as you know it's a gobbler. All of a sudden he's like, it's a
I
gobbler.
would have videoed more, but
He's
then
like-
he's like, I'm watching. I'm like, all right, he's just gonna shoot. So I started getting the camera. All of a sudden, he's like, is it a gobbler? I'm like, it's a gobbler.
Well, you
It's a
got different,
gobbler.
you got different angles, right? You can't see.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, I want to make sure it's a gobbler. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a gobbler. And then he's like, it's a gobbler.
He's walking.
It's a gobbler.
He's walking like right here. We're right there. He's just walking right across. I'm like, it's a gobbler. It's a gobbler.
Well, then I got to pick a
Shoot.
line. Then I got to pick a spot where I can actually
He
shoot
went
it.
behind that tree.
Yeah.
Dan was afraid he wasn't gonna step out from that tree. This is where Dad and I were sitting. Just right here by these couple of trees. We come in the truck. We only got a 400 yard walk back to the truck. Like I said this morning, we've never been in here. We just come up from the house, and how Wisconsin works is you get different tags for different zones. Some zones you can buy tags pretty much all year or all season. Some zones are sold out really quick, and this zone that we're in now does not sell out hardly at all the whole season. So these last 2 weeks of season, you can buy tags, come up here, and that's what we did. We've basically used up a bunch of our tags that in a different zone. We bought tags last night and a couple nights ago for this zone. Drove up here this morning, and it's only about, the nice thing is where we're at in Wisconsin, we can hit about 3 or 4 different zones from where we're at. So we drove up to this zone about an hour to the west of us, and come up here this morning. We were hearing some birds on the other side of this property, this public piece. They were way back in. It sounded like they were probably on the private, so we didn't go after them. Went up, hit some hardwood ridges up in here, and didn't hear anything. Dropped back down, come back down in here, and we were on the main road, but we pulled off anyway. And Dawson owl hooted, turkey gobbled. We all pointed that way at first. Waited a second, Dawson owl hooted again, turkey gobbled. He's down in here, so we dropped, come back, turn the truck around, come back down in here, parked the truck just in the little parking lot right there, and they were probably, they were roosted within 500 yards of that parking lot. So we just slipped into these pines. It's pretty nice. We've never been in here, but just walked into these pines. We could see from out there that these pines were somewhat open, so that's why we walked in here, set up. We were gonna try and get closer, but figured try and call him. If we're gonna kill him, we're probably gonna have to call him in. So Dan and I sat back here. Dawson dropped back, maybe, I don't know, 50, 60 yards. Called to him. 2 of them on the limb right up there, and then there was one farther off, but 2 of them were right here, and they started gobbling, answering him, and he just kept calling. Eventually he just quit calling when they're still on the limb. Gave them time to fly down. They flew down, and when we heard them fly down, they actually pitched down into here somewhere. So then we were facing out here, hoping they'd come down this line. They pitched over here, and they actually got by us. they walked through this thicket where we couldn't see him, and they were going to where Dawson was calling from, which is back here. And those guys could see him for a second, or they could hear him in the woods in between us, but they couldn't shoot. Turkeys got in between us. They started putting because they heard Dawson back there. Dawson, Kevin, and Kenzie were back there, and they knew that they were in there somehow. They started putting, started coming across, and that one gobbler, there was definitely 2 gobblers, but the one just he was putting in here. He started in here, and he just kind of worked out, and that's when we seen him, was when he was like right in here, and he's putting, going across, and then that's where he died right there. So we did get kind of lucky with him putting and going away, that he crossed paths in front of where we could kill him, because he could have putted and went out that way too, but we just got lucky. We're gonna haul this thing out of here. Still got some tags up here, so we're gonna go try and find another one. Whoa, that's a good hunt right there.